Hello, my name is Irina Shapung. I'm an intuitive coach, alchemist, and I call myself also a rainbow warrior. And I'm laughing to myself because I had to retake the thumbnail for like 20 times. I'm not the best one in pictures, I always make some funny face or something. Yeah, but in the end, I had to pick one. So to move on with this session. So in this session, I choose the topic how to find inspiration and motivation in times of stagnation and limbo. When you are on your way somewhere, maybe you're like me, myself, in between jobs. You know you're on your way to something new, but you can't seem to find the motivation and inspiration to take you there fast enough. That's how it feels like anyway. And I'm just choose this topic obviously because that's how I'm feeling myself right now. I can begin by talking a little bit about how this new year began for me. All in all, I'm pleased and happy with how this life, I was going to say, how this year began for me, but also like I thought like, oh, next year will be like almost too much work, non-stop, like no time for breaks, because that's how it felt like in the end of that last year. I had, like I talked about in a previous session or more than one, I decided to quit my job last summer, and I just felt in such a big need for jumping out of the rat wheel, or what you call it, and take time for myself to breathe and to just go into myself, focus on myself, my health, what I want to do, just do things that I love, that I usually don't have time to do, and also to visit family and friends. Despite the virus situation in Sweden, we didn't have so many restrictions. I could still visit like family and friends that lives like in different places in Sweden, since I live in a town where I don't know basically anyone, and I don't have family members or anything in this town. So it can be a little bit boring sometimes, but also it gives me plenty of free time to like explore topics that I'm interested in, because I love reading books, and just to be out in nature, just to focus on myself, because I have no distractions. I don't live with family or children. I just live here in a flat by myself. So it feels like, actually for me, it feels like a luxury. Anyway, so yeah, I chose this topic before because like that's the latest. I don't know for how long, but at least a month or more maybe. I've been feeling like a little bit of, or a lot sometimes, lack of motivation, inspiration. Like I know what goals I have, but I also feel a bit lazy, I have to admit, or a lot. And also to take the steps to go there, because I feel like I want so big changes in my work life, etc. So it feels like almost like, but how do I get there? Because it feels like such big leaps, and usually the simplest way is to, for example, now when I'm unemployed, the simplest way for me, logically, to find a job is to go back to what I used to do, and because that's what I have experience in, and that's what is most likely um, what I will get, employed the easiest by, like, if you know what I mean. Because, and that's how my year started. Like I had a very nice 6 months off from work last year, and I started to apply for jobs just in the end of last year, end of November, beginning of December. And I was strangely enough lucky enough I applied for two jobs, and the first job I applied to, actually, I got it, and I got it within like 2 weeks. Um, I was happy about that because the bank loan I took to be able to be 6 months off from work was starting to run out, and I was happy to find something so quickly, even though it was like basically the same job as I had done before, just for a different company. And So I was very happy because I was motivated to work again. I had been resting a lot, and like, I had so much free time, so I was ready to go back into the workspace environment again and just grind and make money. And yeah, so thus I started the new year with like lots of motivations to work. And the first week of January I started my new job. And I just I just felt like I'm back in the same place again, the place I basically left. It was the same shops, usually almost the same shops as I've been working in before, because it was similar job as before. And it was fun, but at the same time, like I was thinking, yeah, but wasn't the plan to do something else? That was the plan when I quit my job, to like explore different alternatives. But once I was off from work, I just wanted to be off and lazy and just do whatever I felt like, being like a child, just taking it easy, watching YouTube, reading, studying about topics I'm interested in, because that's spirituality and health. And just do whatever I feel like whenever I feel like. And that's what I did. And I'm not regretting that. But I could also have been strategic and started already then to study something or plan for my new job. But the plan was I wanted to rest, so that's what I did. The first number one goal with the um, reason why I quit. So I started to work in the beginning of this year, and it just was like coming back to the same job basically. And I was happy because through my new job, I also got a company car, which was really nice. And I felt like, wow, it's so nice to have a car that somebody else paid for again, and and things like that. But the wage wasn't that great, and it was a lot of driving to different cities and stuff. So, but I was happy and I was grateful, and I was thinking like, yeah, I will just have to do what I want to do, like start my own business and all these things on the side, and just focus on this as the main job. The problem was only that the main job took so much energy from me. Like I was so tired, like it took much longer than anticipated every day. And it took like 40 minutes to the first shop and 40 minutes back usually every day. And so it took a lot of hours of the day. And then to do the same job didn't exactly give me lots of extra energy, because usually when I work I gain energy because I like to move my body, I like to work. It makes me happy to feel like I'm doing the feeling of doing something important or helping or creating something. It makes me feel like more alive and happy, and to move around, and like I did in my job. But it was just, the problem was that it was the same job I done for like 30 years or more. So, but I was just making plans on the side, thinking like, yeah, but I will have to find some extra time to do these other things like studying and starting my own business slowly. Like, but I was thinking like, yeah, but I don't really have the energy when I do this most of the days, every day, like 5 days a week anyway. But that's how I was thinking. And all of a sudden, the first big change happened. Like, I just worked for 6 weeks when the person who I was replacing with my position, she decided to come back, and she didn't like her new position in the company for some reason, and she wanted her old position back, which was my position at work. And she decided, like, because I wasn't on a permanent contract yet, I was just starting, so she decided to take her old position back. So all of a sudden my boss told me, yeah, we're sorry, but you only have 2 more weeks of your rotary and schedule at work, and then unfortunately we have to let you go, because yeah, she wants to continue working in her old position now. So yeah, it was like a shock, and I got scared too, because I had already started planning to have like regular income and stuff, and started investing in some things. And like I was like, oh my god, like this is not good, because the insurance money I get for being unemployed is not that high, since it's based on how much you work the last 6 months, etc. So I basically only have the basic income, the lowest that you can get per month from the insurance company. Luckily, I have savings and other things, but for a few months more, but still it's a bit uncertain, like I need to get a job as soon as possible. But at the same time, something inside of me was like, oh my God, that's so nice. Like half of me was like, oh yes, this is universe telling me like, no, do something different. That's the whole plan with this situation. Like you're supposed to start to do something completely new and different. That's what you want. And that's actually what I want. I want to work in a completely different field, different branch, different company. I want to do something, yeah, either part-time or full-time that I haven't done before. And if I do it part-time, of course I can imagine to work in shops part-time as well, just to make to get enough income every month. But the whole point is I need to find this um, I need to find this opportunity that lets me in a new branch, like a new field, working field. So that's where I am right now. The only thing is, I have a few ideas how to go there, but not certain ideas. And also, like if you are just looking at unemployment sites on the internet, I mean, unemployment sites, no, but job searching sites and such. Usually, they want you to have experience for that job that you're searching for. So my highest chance is to get something that I've already done before, and that's absolutely not what I want to do. So I have to try to be creative to find what I'm looking for. So the only idea I have right now is to um, explore and on the internet then, because we still have this virus situation, and people are not having physical meetings anymore. Not even my work interview was in a physical, it was like online interview, webcam interview. So uh, what I'm planning to do is to just find out information about different companies near where I live, and in the capital, because it's not that far away, Stockholm here in Sweden, like where I where I'm interested in working, basically, and just spontaneously send in my CV and application letter and ask for if they have any position that they can consider me in, and even if it's only part-time, because I'm really really interested in this, to work for this business and company because of so and so reasons. So actually, that's my plan for the moment, to do this. But I haven't started yet because I haven't, for some reason, felt any motivation for much other than I've been exercising. The last days I haven't even been doing that because the weather have been cold and not sunny. So then I just feel like, no. But yeah, so I have been a little bit lazy and laid back the last few days. And it's time to make some moves, I feel like. But how do you get the inspiration and motivation to do that, I'm thinking. And that's why I'm making this session, this video. Back to the main topic, why I'm doing this. So I've been writing things down here. So I won't start to ramble as much as I just did, hopefully, about other things. But yeah, so that's my situation. I basically I found a new job within 2 weeks last year, and then I started this new job in January this year, and I worked 2 months, and then basically I lost my job. So now I'm unemployed again, and I need to find an income as soon as possible, preferably, because my savings are running out. But I just feel like such a big resistance when doing the things you are recommended to do, like going to the unemployment center's homepage for available jobs and scroll there and look for what you have experience in and apply for them, because that's exactly what my body's screaming, like, no, no, no. And even the universe, because otherwise I wouldn't have lost that first job. That's how I interpret it, and that's how I feel. Like, I lost it for a reason, because I'm meant to do something else. And I'm thankful that that happened, because otherwise I would just be in the rat race again, doing the same thing as I didn't want to do, as I wanted to get away from. And then when I'm in the rat race, like, you, you are like in a routine mind, you just do things without thinking so much, and you don't really have the energy to explore new options and to, yeah, some people do, but I think most people don't. When you just have a full time that takes up most of your day, and maybe some people have family and kids and everything, you don't really have the time and energy to start exploring new areas and new fields, and you need very, very, very high motivation and energy in order to. I mean, some people do. Some people work like 100 hours a week and stuff, but that's sort of unusual, I think. Anyway, so this is as much teaching for myself as it is for you, hopefully. So, but what I got and found when I was thinking about this, how to find inspiration when you feel like you're in a limbo and stagnation in life, like you feel like nothing is happening, nothing new is happening. I used to be happy with what was going on in my life, but I'm not happy anymore with it. I want something new. I want more. I want something that creates energy and inspiration and like make me feel like alive. Like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to do. Yes, you know that feeling. Yeah. So I said, first of all, we have to be nice to ourselves when we are in this mental state. Like, you feel like, because you can easily feel like, oh, I'm such a failure, I'm a loser, because I'm not like doing anything, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, and I don't know how to get there and how to do it, and I'm not like, it's easy to put yourself down. So, but anyway, if you don't feel like, really not feel like doing something that you know you're supposed to do, for 1 or 2 days, just follow that feeling and just do nothing. Just feel like you feel and allow the feelings to go through your mind and your body. Just accept them. They are there for a reason. But then we need to come up with like ways to find this new inspiration and this new flow of energy that gives us inspiration and motivation to move in the desired direction. So first point I put up is allow yourself to take time out. Take time out, and some might need rest, just laying on the couch all day, a few days, just sleeping more than usual. Some people might be the opposite, like you want to do a lot of activities that you normally don't let yourself do or have time to do, like it could be hobbies or activities or anything creating with your hands. Allow yourself to do that for a few days without feeling guilty. Also, count your blessings and achievements. I wrote down, like, realize in your life what you already accomplished. What do you have in your life? Do you have family members that you love? Do you have good friends? Do you have good business relations, like contacts with your ex-employers and business colleagues? Do you still have them, good contact with them? And how, like, have a view of what you are thankful for in your life, both within relationships and also money wise. What have you created in your life? Have you got savings? If you don't, it's not a problem. You can always get more savings. And have you got, like, what kind of work skills do you have or life skills? What have you done for others throughout your life? Like, count your blessings and achievements. How you have, because for sure you have done many things that you are proud of. You just like tend to forget all about this when you are like living in the now and you just want something right now, and you are like a spoiled child. You think like, yeah, but I don't have this now, so that's a reason for me to be like unhappy with my life and upset and all this. But no, not really, because think about the whole life you have ahead, before this moment, and what you have done, all the good things, of course. And also do a routine check of yourself, your health and everything. Like, is there something you can improve, like in order to get more energy? Like, are you in a healthy condition? Are you making the right options for yourself, like living how you live, what you eat, and how you think also, and what you exercise? Do you do like some sort of positive improvements about your health every day? Make like good decisions for yourself, in order to allow that positive energy into your life and creative energy. um, so this is two options also for people, because there are two types of people. Some people, they tend to love to live by routines, like they eat at the same times every day, they go to work and they come back the same time every day, and they actually they have a lot of time points every day that they are following, like, and it makes them feel safe and secure, and but it could be because of that you feel like you're stuck in a limbo. You feel like nothing new is happening because you keep on doing the same things every day at the same times, meeting the same people. So for people like you who are like that, for you it might be a good idea to break some of your routines that are possible to break. Of course, you need to maybe continue to make meals for yourself and your children at certain times, and do some things you can't just skip. But whatever you can skip, you can, in order to get new perspectives and new energy and some variation in your mind and your body. Just swap out some of your routines, either to do whatever you feel like, cross them over, and just feel like, no, today I'm not going to do that at that time. Today, actually, either you can decide something else that you want to do at that time, or you can just feel like, no, I'm just going to wait and see what I feel like when the time comes. But I'm not going to do what I usually do, but we'll see what I want to do. So that's one advice for you who are very like routine motivated and just follow a strict schedule every week, every day. Then there are people like myself. Actually, I think I'm more, when I'm in a work, when I'm in a work position, of course, I follow the routines of the work and the times of the work, if there are any. I have I have the, what do you call it, advantage of my job being like very flexible about what time to start and how long you take to finish your job. Like, it was like as fast as possible, but it was like not exactly you just get paid for this and this every day and you have to start exactly this time. It was very free, and which suits my personality very good, because I feel very trapped in routines and bored very quickly. I don't want to be able to predict everything in my life. That's, some people make it feel safe and secure, but for me it kills my creativity and my positive energy. So, but it could be healthy to have that, because the problem with people like myself, if I don't set up routines for myself, like at least a few every day, like you should do this, you should exercise at this time, or you should like apply for jobs at least 2 hours every day or something. If I don't do that, there's a big chance I don't do any of it. So for people who are like me, who don't like routines and who love to be free and do whatever you want whenever you feel like, even if it means like you end up doing nothing for 2-3 days, um, you need to put up some routines that you feel comfortable with and you know is going to be positive for yourself. It could be, for example, um, exercising. For me, I'm going to be the weather doesn't make me motivated right now, but still I need to exercise. For example, today I need to force myself out in the forest and exercise. And also I'm thinking of, for example, apply for jobs. I haven't done that for a few days either, because I actually applied for more jobs than I have to, because there's a certain amount you have to apply for in order to get your insurance money. But I have exceeded that, but still I should, because I need a job as fast as possible. So I should apply for jobs every day for at least a few hours, you know? So I should set up some routines for myself, like at least look for jobs for 1 or 2 hours every day, exercise this time every day, or for 1 or 2 hours every day. And also I'm thinking about YouTube also, because even that has been not inspiring to me, because you see, like sometimes I've been away from YouTube for 1 2 months, sometimes three, I think. Or I mean, that's not good. So because I want to build up my channel, so my new goal will probably be to try and, especially now when I'm not working, to put up a new YouTube video for at least one time every week. I mean, if I feel like doing more than that, fine, but at least minimum I want to have one new video every week, even if it affects the content. Like maybe I don't feel like I have as much to say every time, but at least I have to do it, and I have to do my best to choose a topic that I can have something to say in, of course. Otherwise it will be very boring for you to watch it and not helpful. So yeah, so that's what people like myself should be doing, I think. Like set up some routines for yourself and goals. That's important. I used to do that all the time before, but a little bit too much, so it killed my, fun of life, So now I've been in a period where I had no routines at all, especially the last year when I didn't work. I just did whatever I felt like, basically. I didn't think about days, what day it was, or time, anything. It was wonderful. But in the end, you have to come back to the system we created in this world, and you need to know what day it is, what time it is, and you need to have some routines to be able to survive in a what should we call it, successful or positive or healthy way. I don't know. Okay, let's move on here. Yeah, so when you feel stuck in a limbo or you're stagnated in your energy, you just don't feel this new positive vibes coming in. You don't feel like you're like, you feel like basically your life is a little bit boring, like you don't know how to change it. One way could be to, what I wrote down is to do something or go somewhere that you don't normally go to, or do something you don't normally do, something new. Visit a new place. It doesn't need to be far. It can be some neighbor street, even some neighbor street that you have never walked on, or like somewhere in your town where you live, or go to a new place in nature, or it could be something simple like that. Just a simple breaking of habit and routines again like that could change your mind patterns, your thought patterns, and give you new perspective and new inputs and of creativity. Yeah, because right now we have a lot of travel restrictions still in the world. So for me, I used to really love, I mean, now I feel like I have been traveling so much the latest years, so I can easily have 1 or 2 years without traveling now abroad without feeling like uninspired. But I used to feel like I was the most inspired when I traveled abroad and I met new people, and I didn't need to care about work or what time it was or what day it was, basically like I did but last year, but only here at home in Sweden. Yeah, so yeah, and it also could mean, because some people even can't go outside still, I think, because of this virus situation, or maybe you have some disability that makes it difficult for you to just go out by yourself wherever in nature, or it could be anything, or it can be something Yeah, anyway, you any reason that you can't go outside to a new place or do something new, you could do something new, but within a meditative state of mind. Like you can sit down and meditate, and in your mind you can visit a new place. You can create a new place with your imagination that you want, either a real place that exists in reality or something that you create within your own mind, and go there and experience all this that you really want to feel and really want to experience and that you're missing. um, and it can help you to find strength and peace and happiness, and just to know that that place is also within us always. um, that's one way also to create this new flow. um, Also, this is about what I talked about earlier about routines, especially for people like me who tend to not like strict schedules and somebody else to tell you what to do at certain times. um, Try to force yourself to do a few things every day, but it should be things that leads to that either are necessary, of course, like maybe cleaning or something like that, washing up, and or uh, it can also be health things. Like it should be something that improving your life, your lifestyle, or your health, your own mind or body. It could be reading a few pages of a book every day, or it could be it could be like doing some exercising every day, 20 minutes. It could be studying something that you never take time to study, but you know you want to study this topic. Take time, maybe 20, just not to do too much in the beginning, maybe just 30 minutes every day or 20 minutes every day to just study this topic a little bit from a book or from other place like internet. um, yeah, so force yourself every day to do a few things at least that you know is for the positive improvement of your own self and your life. It could also be things with in relationship. Take time out for your closest relationship every day. Give time to this person every day, like at least half an hour or 1 hour, or depends on how much we have on our schedule, or maybe just once a week or something. Uh, yeah, and also a little bit of a warning sign is feeling of lack of inspiration and limbo, and lack of actually feel like you can feel like sort of like numb. If you start feeling like numb, you feel lack of inspiration and motivation for a very long time, and you try to improve your life by yourself, but it doesn't really work. It could be early signs of depression, because that's also, if you don't interfere with this state or situation for a long period of time. Some people go on for years and feel like this, and then it's can lead into depression. So, and that could be a more severe state to get out of. So if you feel like it's not changing within a couple of months or so, maybe it's good to just do a health up check at a doctor's, like a psychiatrist or just a normal doctor, and explain the situation. And maybe they have they will be able to help you if there's something you need. Maybe it could be something you're lacking in your diet also, like vitamins or something that make you feel like very lethargic and tired and exhausted and not happy every day. And I mean, there's so many things that could be out of balance in our bodies, but also in our minds and our lives, that could drag us down. So we can do our best first to change the situation, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these early steps, like when you feel like lack of motivation, and how to quickly try and get out of it before it gets deeper. Because the thing is, if for example I would let myself for weeks now when I'm unemployed, if I would let myself go and for weeks not look for a new job, and like, no, I don't feel like it, no, and just give myself excuses not to do things that I know I need to do, then most likely I would sink down and I will feel worse about myself. I would start to feel worse self-confidence, not, I wouldn't feel like like my self-esteem would go down, obviously, because I would feel like, oh my god, I can't get a job and I can't, there's so many things that you can start to think if you let yourself go and you don't do something about your life, because our life is always our own responsibility. If we just stop taking responsibilities for ourselves and our lives, there is a big chance we will go down to a depression state, which is where nobody wants to be, of course. Um, so my suggestions are for people who are not depressed, of course, but I mean, if you are depressed and you are helped by a psychiatrist, or you take like uh, medicine to help you in balance, that's good. But then my tips can also help you a little bit to get ideas on how to motivate yourself out of this state of depression. I mean, there's so many levels of depressions too that it's not even comparable, some are really severe, and some are chronical, and some are just like quite light depressions and temporary short depressions. And but the easiest way to affect your mood, what I think always is activities. Have activities, move your body, eat healthy every day. Even if you eat unhealthy too, you at least make sure more than half of the food you eat is really healthy, like lots of fruits and vegetables. And because then you get in balance, because you get the body needs the nutrition, the vitamins, the minerals, and also the fibers to digest the food properly, and to, yeah, so, and also enough water, of course, intake, in order to regulate all the organs in the body and for them to work at the highest efficiency. Yeah, so that's the easiest way, or that we can regulate ourselves, our moods. And it takes discipline too, especially because many today are addicted without knowing it to an unhealthy lifestyle. Like, we have gone so far in an unhealthy lifestyle with food and lack of exercise, and maybe we have healthy bodies, but we let ourselves uh, get into a really really negative mental state. Like, every day we constantly think negative about ourselves. That's also very dangerous and bad for our bodies and ourselves, and our lives. So, yeah, this is things we need to take responsibility for, and to help ourselves. Yeah, what I'm going to do also after this session, I feel like I'm going to write down a few things that I should do every day and every week, in order to keep my motivation up, or to hopefully even increase my motivation and get more energy. Because there is this thing also about physics. Like, in a logical sense, we might think like, yeah, but I'm already tired now. So if I, for example, go out and exercise, or go out to see this friend, or go to this activity, I might get even more tired. But the fact is that movement generate energy. Energy is usually not created by something or someone being still, doing nothing. We just lose more and more energy that way. So, in order to gain energy, we actually need to force ourselves to do these things that we think we don't have the energy for, because actually they give you more energy, they create energy. So, actually, to go out, I'm quite disciplined with exercise and stuff, and actually exercising always give me much more energy during the day than the days if I don't exercise. Like, actually, to go out and run or something, and do something tough with your body for 1 hour at least, or half an hour if you don't have more, that actually gives you much more energy during the whole day, and you sleep better than if you just rest the whole day. Even if you have an active job, because I always have active lifestyle and jobs that you need to move around, I always exercise, because that is not enough as an exercise. To just move in work doesn't make you strong. You need to be stronger than your work. That's what I usually say. Like, if I have worked in shops almost all my working lives, and many people that I meet there say, oh, I don't need to exercise because my work is my exercise. But sooner or later they get like work related problems in their body because their bodies are not strong to sustain their work lifestyle. So you have to always make sure that your body is much, much stronger than the work you are doing. Even if you're just sitting still or anything, you need to make sure that your body and your muscles are strong so you can handle movements. Because usually when we work, we don't control our movements. We maybe don't think about that we do the same movement over and over again during the day, and that we maybe move our back or body or sit in the wrong position, and that over time leads to big problems and imbalances in the body. So to take time out to make your body stronger is actually giving you more energy and create less problems for the future, and more happy moments where you can be moving freely without pain and being healthy, hopefully without any diseases, physical or mental diseases. Um, yeah, okay, so we've gone through one page here. How long have I been speaking for? Quite long, actually, 41 minutes already. Um, yeah, so this is also important because as grown-ups and adults, we tend to take life too seriously, and we tend to think like we don't have time to have fun, and we don't have time to care about ourselves and our needs and our feelings. But this is so dangerous to think like this. And so actually the biggest role models we should have as adults is the children, because the most happy people, I think, are the children's. Most children, at least, of the world are quite happy without no reason, really. They have no reason to be happy, but they have an easy tendency to be happy, and that's the natural state of the body, is to be happy, to feel content, and to live in a moment and not worry so much about tomorrow or yesterday. So to learn from children is good, and to let yourself play. Like, we might not play the same games as children, but it's important for adults to take time out to play as well. And also feel like you're breaking the rules. I used to love that feeling. I used to work very disciplined for many years when I was younger, like in my 20s and stuff. And I used to think like that, and I used to start to feel like an old person, like, I never have fun. I never allow myself to do anything fun because I don't have time and I don't have the money. And I used to think very negative like that. But then I started to think more like a child, and I started to feel like, yeah, but I'm going to break these rules that I created for myself. You feel a bit like a naughty child breaking the rules, and you saying, no, actually, today I'm going to spend this much money on this because I think I deserve it, and I can use this thing to do fun things with and stuff like that. Or it doesn't need to be about spending money. You can just say, today I'm not going to do this that I need to. I know normally this is my typical chore to do this day, but today actually I'm going to skip it. I'm going to just not care about that it's get messy at home, or that you know you know what I mean. Like, obviously it can't be anything. Some things we need to do even if it's boring, but to just break the rules sometime and be like a child and have fun. Because we can have this inner voice that are putting us down or punishing us if we start breaking the rules that we set up for ourselves. Yeah, so I wrote like this. Actually, break your own rules. Break your own rules. Oppose that punishing and negative inner voice that wants you to live and behave according to society norms and standards they don't make you happy anyways. That's what I wrote. Yeah, so do something fun, just whatever, and don't care about what other people think, and because you know this will make you happy, and most likely you will inspire other people too while doing this, because everybody would love to do this. Everybody would love not to care about following strict rules, doing what people expect of you, to just be like a child or an animal, just roll around in the grass or something and be funny. Yeah, do that. So yeah, also create things. Creation leads to positive energy and inspiration, but then it's like a cycle. Like, how can I create and be inspired or how can I create when I'm not inspired and motivated to create anything? But if you just start to create something, either something completely new, like for example, you can do wish boards, inspiration boards, as I call them, lifestyle boards. Like you can put pictures and words on a picture frame or on a big paper that reminds you of the life that you really want to live. Words that makes you encouraged and happy, pictures that also make you encouraged and happy and reminds you of the way you want to really be feeling and living life. That could create a more flow into your life. Also, if you have any skill, you might have already a creative hobby, like you might be playing an instrument, or you might be a painter, or you might, be able to build things with wood or sew or sewing, maybe it's called. I don't know if you sew things like clothes or something. I mean, that's creative stuff. And even if you don't feel like it, when you start to create something, usually you get into the flow, the creative flow, and it just creates more and more positive energy. It's like a channel opens up to the universe, and it just keeps on coming more and more inspiration. um, uh, Also, this is also about nurturing your own inner child. You can, if you have your own children, or you can like take one of your children's games and play it and see, just for fun, to be like a child again, uh, or play with your child. uh, or if you don't have children like myself, you can still do children's games and be a bit childish, and that helps you get into that happy state that you most likely were in when you were younger. Because children are naturally quite creative as children, unless something traumatic or something has happened to you. And I mean, there are difficult lives for children too, but the normal state of a child is to be quite happy and creative and energetic. Um, Yeah, and also a thing that we should watch out for that can lead to this state of lack of motivation, lack of inspiration, and also the beginning of depression. State of depression could be if you if you deny yourself for a long, long time. Imagine denying your best friend, their calls or whatever, for a long period of time, just ignoring them, denying them. How would that make them feel? And this is how many people treat themselves. Like, we deny constantly. Our inner child is saying, oh, I want to do this today, oh, I want to do that today. But our sort of grown-up self that are stuck in the 3D matrix, usually saying, no, no, today I have to work at this time, today I need to do this, and no, I can't afford to spend money on that right now, and no, I can't take time off to do this. I need to focus on what's important, because we have been brainwashed by society to think what is important and what is less important. So it's very important that you don't deny yourself like this, because um, yeah, it's like you deny yourself, and it can be you deny yourself your own needs for the sake of others, also for long periods of time. You always let other people's needs go before your own, and you always let first of all, you're not a good role model to others if you do this, because you tell others that don't care about yourself, just give energy and give things to others until you're just laying dead, half dead on the floor with no energy. That's not a good role model. You have to also think that if you are selfish, as some people call it, and if you care for yourself, you are also giving to others. Because it is, what would you prefer to watch on YouTube or TV, for example? Would you prefer to watch somebody who sits and have no motivation, no energy, just depressed about life, just feeling like, or do you want to see somebody who just gives to themselves and do things for themselves all the time? I mean, it's inspiring to see other people fill their life with positive things, happiness and joy. And you can do this and also at the same time do things for others. You don't need to neglect yourself in order to fulfill other people's needs. It has to be a balance. And that's also something I had to learn, because usually we people who are empathic and also codependent people, we have problem with setting boundaries, like this person's feelings, my person's feelings. So if somebody close to us is not happy, we sacrifice our own needs and our own happiness in order to make them happy. And it could be a downward spiral when in the end I have to constantly focus my energy and give to another person because they can't create their own happiness in life. That's codependency. So, which is not a good place to be for either the addicted person who is addicted to, it could be to be addicted to negative thinking or whatever, and it could be serious things, also real addictions, that you're addicted to something, some substance or whatever. You can basically today you can be addicted to anything that's negative. I mean, if you're addicted to something that's positive, like exercise, it's not as bad, is it? But if you're addicted to something that ruins your life and other people's life, it's not a good. You have to make a change, And also, the first step for a codependent is to break this cycle, because as long as you feed somebody with an addiction, they will never change your life. So stop feeding people with addictions and care about yourself. That's a way to get out of this state of not caring about yourself too. Okay, so I think that's it. I will pull a few cards as I've been ending to this, and I hope you got some inspiration from this video. I reminded myself that I really need to write things down and start having routines for myself now, because I got into a state where I just love having no routines, and it's too much of a good thing. It's not good, can be unhealthy too. So yeah, that's my homework for myself for today, to write down every week and what I need to accomplish, or even every day, a few things. You don't need to push yourself too hard. You know yourself the best, but it's a good way to begin. So let's see if universe have some additional messages for us, especially regarding this thing about creativity and positive flow and inspiration in life. So we ask universe, for the highest good of all, if you have anything to say to us and any advice or any words that could be inspiring for us, for myself and the people who are watching this session. This wanted to come out. This fits perfectly. This card is about focused intention. It's a woman with an arrow and a bow. So it says, this card, hold your thoughts, emotions, and actions focused on your goal, and you will achieve it. So don't lose sight of your goal. And one way of doing this is, as I say, make a plan. I mean, most of us have more than one goal. We have many goals, but if you take the most important ones, if you don't want to do this for all of them at the same time, you can write down your goals right now in this moment, and write down a little bit what you can do every way or every week, and to get closer to this goal. This is a card about balance because it says, hold your thoughts, emotions, and actions focused on one thing or the goal. So it needs to be in balance. Like you can't work for something every day and maybe feel in a completely different way, or have your feelings like not in tune and not in balance accordance to what you want to achieve. Like, for example, if you want to achieve, and thoughts as well, if you, for example, let's say, simple thing, many people might feel unhealthy, they want to lose weight. The action will be exercise regularly every day or every week, a few days a week, eat healthy every day, every week. Of course, you can't be perfect and do it all the time, but if you do these actions, it should take you to the goal, yeah? But also, if you are not thinking and feeling in the right way, you might contradict these actions and not see any changes. Like, for example, if you think negative thoughts like, oh, I'm never going to lose weight, I'm going to be this way forever, and I'm so fat, and I'm so unhealthy, and I can't do this, I'm not motivated, I don't know how to, and I don't feel emotions too come with it. The thoughts creates emotions too, like you feel like a failure, like when you think negative about yourself, and you feel sad, and you feel like negative also. So if you contradict that and still eat healthy, I don't think you will lose weight. Like, subconsciously you are contradicting what you want to achieve. Like, in order to, or if it's, for example, something like losing weight, you need to also think and feel like you already have that like that body or that weight that you're looking for. You need to already feel it. That's also the law of attraction. In order to receive something and faster, you need to be able to imagine it and feel like it's already here right now. So start by loving your body already now. Yeah, this is also something I had to learn because I was struggling with my weight when I was a teenager. So because I didn't have any knowledge or or routines basically for how to sustain a healthy body. And so I used to really feel like I lost my focus now, but I used to feel like it wasn't for me to be healthy and have a beautiful body, and so I made it difficult for myself to achieve that because I already judged myself like you can never have a healthy, beautiful body. So this is law of attraction says, like, in order to get this, you have to start by loving yourself and accepting yourself as you are now. Like, you're still you, and you are still beautiful no matter what your shell is feeling or looking like. You're still a soul in a body, and your soul is always pure, clean, and beautiful. But you should also take care of your vessel and your temple and treat it with love and respect and care. And when you start doing that, it's also feel easier to start loving your body. Like, even if it's not, nobody's perfect, even if it's not the way you want it to be, start feeling love towards it and start treat it like you love it, you know and don't fall for quick fixes and addictions like, oh, if I eat this sugar, I will feel happy for 30 minutes, and then the sugar goes down and level, and then I'm feeling like, oh, like not good again. And also I work towards ruining my body rather than building it up if I eat the wrong things. So this is about thoughts, actions, and emotions. It should be aligned. It should be part of the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, feel already now like you have achieved your goal. Like, treat yourself in advance. Like, it's easier to get there, and it's easier to have the energy and motivation and to take the actions you need to if you already feel like you achieved it, because it makes your mind think this is possible. So be aware of your thoughts and your feelings and take the right actions. Okay, so universe, do you have any more advice for us about creativity and inspiration that's for the highest good of all? 2. Okay, so this is this is a card about children. So this is, I think, is a reflection of that nurture that inner child, as we already talked about earlier. Because the happiest part of ourself is like a little giggling child, excited, anything is possible, life is magical. That is our inner child. But we can also have a hurt or wounded inner child because of traumatic experiences, or that we abused ourselves, or other people abused us. So we need to take care of and make our inner child happy again. And right now we are going towards spring and summer, so it's much easier to do inner child games and to take care of our inner child. In summer we can swim, we can jump, and we can be outside and do activities and be more free like a child. And so it's the right time of the year to take care of our inner child. Also, the other card is the opposite, I think, because it's take it easy. Like this card is also saying, like, some of you might have been working too hard and pushing yourself too hard, stressing too much. This is a card for you. It's a white dove with a rainbow and a woman behind it. And it says, take it easy and don't hurry yourself. Don't force things to happen. Like, you will get there. As long as you have these feelings and thoughts, you know what you want to achieve, you know what you want. And you take small steps, even if you can't take the steps as quick as you wish to. Take the steps, you will get there. It's not a race. Life is not a race. It's not like we are racing towards the day we die, right? We don't want to go as fast as possible to the day that we will die and leave this earth. We want to stop. We want to enjoy the moment. We want to relax. We want to actually have time for that. What's the point otherwise? So this card is saying, like, take it easy, don't stress yourself out. It's no point. Like, it's not, as I said, it's not, life is not a race, it's not a competition. It's not about how much you can earn or how much you can achieve in a lifetime or how much you can, I mean, what counts is how happy we are and how well we can live our life, like, in accordance to our dreams and wishes, and that's only up to us to create this. But to do it with a stressful mind, it's ego-based. It's very ego-based. This belongs to the 3-dimension 3D matrix. That's, we are all meant to be living now. We are going into the time of Aquarius, and a new time where anything is possible, where we let go all outdated beliefs, old belief systems that's been with us for thousands of years, old way of living, and we every person in this world is starting to slowly discover their own unique talents and gifts. I mean, their unique soul purpose. Like, we all have that, and we are so distracted because we have created this 3D matrix that's all about chasing the money and being stuck in the rat race, and we fill our days with things we don't really want to do, working for 8 hours, for example, and stuff, and that kills our inner child as well. So, yeah, let's take another card deck also. I mean, in the future, in a few hundred years from now, I think quite far ahead in the future, but they will feel sorry for us. I mean, the way we see at people who lived very unhygienically, maybe in unheated huts, and no way to clean yourself but in a bucket of water, and no toilets, and with diseases. And I mean, the way you lived like maybe 500 or 1,000 years ago, we feel a bit sorry for them. We feel like, oh my God, we have some luxury now, but still we're not happy on the inside. The same will be like in a few hundred years from now. I think that's my feeling. Like, people will look back and think back at us and feel like so sorry for us. Like, oh my God, they died of depression, they died of obesity, they died of, oh my God, they didn't know the true art of living, you know. And that's true. Like, we need to learn that. We need to learn what's really important in life, and not just chase these shallow things and materialistic things that society has made us, you know, or brainwashed us to change and adjust to. It's not healthy, as we can see. Okay, Cecile, what universe have one or two more cards before we finish this session? So, universe, do you have any more advice um, about this? How we can live more in creativity and with inspiration and positive energy? Let's see. Patience shows up. Okay, so because yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not feeling patient at the moment either. Like, I'm in a place where, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I had a new job, I lost it quickly, and now what, you know? And what should I do in between this time and the new job? I mean, and when will it happen and stuff, you know? So, patience, and this is for everyone, of course, because I'm doing this session for you, not for myself. Yeah, a little bit for myself, as I said, because I feel like I'm lacking inspiration too right now. But this card is saying patience, and that your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need your nurturing and patience. Like, you need to take small steps towards your goals, and they will grow, they will bloom, you know. But life is about, like they say, life is about the journey, not about the goal. Like, make sure every day is not filled with, like, strictly like, oh, I need to do this and this and this in order to achieve this as fast as possible, because then you kill the journey of life. Like, you want to be able to feel happy for, like it's hard to be happy all time of the day, but especially if you have to do these things, you know, you're into this working mode, or but you can create space every day, like, for yourself, like half an hour, 1 hour every day, either before, get up 1 hour earlier, or get to bed 1 hour later, whatever you prefer, or something like that, if you have many distractions in life. And just use this time for yourself, to either to exercise, or to meditate, or to focus on your goals. And it's just as important to focus on your goals inwardly, like to feel like it's already here, to imagine it with your mind, your feelings, as it is to take physical steps. Yeah, so that's one. And let's just take one more before we finish this session. um, this is about overcoming difficulties. So this is a very encouraging card for every one of us, both me and you. Like, it's telling us that we had period of difficult times. Some of us have had it a long time ago. Some are just going through it right now. But the difficulties are coming to an end, and the worst is now behind us. So this is saying that, for example, if you are going an uphill, if you're going uphill, it's more heavy than going downhill. So you are already at the top. So meaning, like, the worst is behind you. So now you are starting to walk downhill towards wherever there is you're going, you know. And you have also gotten the skills to overcome previous problems and challenges. You have the ability now to solve, if you feel like you have problems or in your life, you have now the knowledge, and you have now the experience to know what to do to more easily go through them and solve them in a good way for everyone's benefit, you know. So the worst is behind you. This is the dove, and this is mountains in the background as well. And the light is breaking through the clouds. And it's a feather. It's a bird and a feather. It's an angel, actually. Yeah. So let's finish this session with these words. And thank you for watching. And I hope you got some positive inspiration from this session. And I wish you the best. I wish you health. I wish you happiness. And I wish you a very fulfilled life. So peace and namaste.